Now, Robo-War. Okay, we started with Williams and a Williams and a Williams, or Bally, and now we settled on a Gottlieb. How in the world did I end up with Gottliebs? Well, I kind of have to blame this on an arcade YouTube channel called TNT Amusements. If you've ever seen Todd Tuckey in his TNT videos, he runs a business up in Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. Anyway, he made a video about a Gottlieb Robo-War, and I really just fell in love with the music initially, and I really liked the game too. But yeah, what is the theme of this game? Oh, Robo-War. You know, it's like you're on an alien planet, and these robots are having this war. Perhaps the robots are invading our planet. I don't know. I really don't know. It is kind of a weird theme, but it really works. I do like it. So the machine next to it is kind of a sister machine. I would say it's a sister machine, but you know, when I started looking at Gottliebs, a lot of them I really didn't care for, I'll be honest. A lot of the Gottliebs that were made in the 80s, right up to the end, I really didn't care for. The themes just didn't call to me, and the backglass artwork always seemed to be a little weird, and you know, but when I saw Todd Tuckey's video on Robo-War, I immediately kind of gravitated to this game, and I started learning more about it, and then really was kind of lusting after one. And they only made about 2,300 of these, so they're not easy to find. The other problem was Premier, the company was actually Premier at the time. I guess it wasn't Gottlieb, but Premier was exporting a lot of machines to Europe at the time. Looking one day on an Italian kind of a classifieds, and I found somebody in Italy. He was kind of a flea market or a junk dealer, and he was selling this Robo-War. Let me show you pictures of what it looked like before. So yeah, this thing was absolutely beat when I got it. Like, beat really, really bad. And I took a risk buying a machine from Italy that I did not put my own eyes on, and I had it shipped to my house in Germany, and arrived on a pallet, and then I came to really see what was in front of me, you know, the scope of the work involved. So as you see in the pictures here, the Playfield was really, really in bad shape. Actually, much worse than my high speed over there, which I've already made the video about and showed you what I did to high speed. But this, you know, this Robo-War, I got it pretty cheap, and you know, I just told myself, well, you know, I'll work through the problems, and I'll get this thing sorted out. So, you know, I've made a total or a complete restoration series on this game. So I'm not gonna go over in depth, you know, that I did in that video series about what I did. But basically, this Playfield was shot, and I stripped everything off the Playfield, and I sanded it down to bare wood like I did with the high speed, and then I clear coated it, and I put down this overlay that I got from my printer here in the Netherlands, and then I clear coated over that with an automotive clear, and then since then I've put a Playfield protector over it. And you know, just put all the metal parts in a tumbler, and you know, just brought the thing back. I mean, a lot of new parts. You know, spinner up here. You know, these all parts were completely destroyed. All new, not new plastics. The plastics are all original, and they're not really in that bad a shape, really. A little bit of, you know, wear like here and stuff like that, but all new posts. You know, something like 40 or 50 posts I bought for this machine, and of course, new rubbers. And rebuilt the flippers. You know, it's only a 2 flipper game. You know, there was some coils that were giving me problems, I think, if I remember correctly. This panel back here, I completely refurbed it. I painted it. I cleaned all the reflectors, put quasar bulbs from Comet Pinball in there. There, you can see them right there. Those are quasars. The quasars were the only ones that I could find in the super bright category that fit inside these reflectors without a modification. So if you have one of these and you want to put an LED in there, look at the quasar bulb from Comet. And then I made a new plastic lens for that thing. What else? You know, I LED'd the machine. Obviously, these are all Comet pinball LEDs. You know, the pop bumper caps are different. These are a different pop bumper assembly. It's what I had on hand. You know, I had new stickers, and I use these. I kind of like them. They're a little bit different than the originals. I had gotten this graphic from a guy in France who, for some reason, it seems like there's a bunch of Robo-Wars in France. I've seen quite a few of them. Which again, they were exported overseas, so it stands to reason. But this French guy had this graphic, but I had to make some digital edits to it. And when I did, when I was working with the file in GIMP, I actually put my own little Easter egg here. So this little starship, I kind of imagine like Elon Musk's starship landing on an alien planet right in the middle of this Robo-War, this robot war that's happening. It's kind of a weird theme, right? But I put that there in case if I ever see somebody's Playfield with this on it, then I know that they got it from me. It's a very simple rule set. Really what you're trying to do here is you're trying to spell Robo-War. And you can do that one of two ways. You light up each insert here by either knocking down all 3 banks of these targets. There's normally a single here that's stand up. You knock all those down and you get a light. If you hit all 4 of these up here where it spells Robo up there, RBO, then it'll illuminate one. When you knock down all banks of the drop targets, then it also illuminates one of the purple lights up there for the extra ball. It's got a strange layout down here where you have this out lane that actually is an in lane. The out lane will actually come across through the gate back to the flipper. The in lane comes straight down, and probably 50-50, sometimes it wants to go down the toilet, sometimes it'll bounce off here and it'll end up in the gate. Also, it's got a ramp, and when you fire the ball up the ramp, you'll lock a ball up here. And then that ramp will rise up, that ramp will raise, and you get a second ball, and then you can shoot the ball under the ramp. There's a target all the way in the back, and that'll start your multi-ball. Yeah, I will pop the playfield here, and I'll show you underneath the playfield. All right, so I've got the playfield raised up here, and this is, you know, your standard setup. The playfield has these brackets here where you can actually slide the playfield forward, and then you can lean it vertical. That does help access the stuff in the back of the playfield a little bit better on the top of the playfield. So it is pretty nice. You can actually slide the playfield out, and then you can rest the playfield on these metal stanchions here that actually sit here on where the lock bar normally locks down. I had to do the ground mod, which you see down here, all these wires kind of loop together. These are all ground wires that come from either the playfield or the back box area. And there's a lot of problems with System 80B games specifically with those grounds. So these grounds normally go into like these Molex connectors, and what you have to do is actually splice all the ground wires together and then attach it to the chassis of the transformer housing here. And that solves a lot of problems that you have with these games. And then under the playfield here, quite a few issues that I had to resolve. There was some wiring hacks. There was a lot of stuff not working, you know, things that were blowing the fuses under the playfield. And I want to say that those were related to transistors and other things that I found. The mechanisms, again, are really well designed. The pop bumper mechanisms and the drop target mechanisms. This game has 4 drop target mechs in it, and they're really well designed. But there's some relay banks. Oh, actually, here's a couple more. There's a Q, a T, and an S relay right here, and these relays control different functions in the games. So if you're having some issues where lights are not illuminating, like let's say your playfield lighting doesn't come on, or in my case, the strobe panel down here at one point wasn't working. It's actually the contacts on these relays, these 3 relays here. So you have to check those and check the contacts on to make sure they're nice and clean, and make sure that they're actually able to move back and forth freely, and to perform their function. So. Yeah, so that's the under the playfield of the 80B. So let me go ahead and put this down, and we'll open up the back box. All right, so we'll open up the back box here on the Robo-War. And it's got a little bit different setup here. It has, you know, obviously the display panel's on the top, right? That's kind of weird. You don't see that very often. And I think they did that, from what I understand, they did it so that people that were watching somebody play, they could see the scores, you know, where they're up there. But what you gotta do is you got a key over here, and then this actually, on the Robo-War, it's great. This actually unlocks, and it locks in place like this. There's a little latch over here that holds it. And then from there, you just pull the back glass out, you know, as you normally do. And you notice that it has a single fluorescent tube instead of having LED panel back there like you have on the Williams machines. So that's a little bit different. What I did find was, even though I'm in Europe and this machine is running 220 now, this is actually still all 110 volt components in here. It's a 110 volt bulb and a transformer down here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so what did I do here? Let me, I'll bring you up a little bit closer so you can see. So what you got here is, here's the MPU, the main board, and I didn't have to do a whole lot with the main board. One thing I did was I got rid of the battery that used to be here. Where's the battery? I think the battery used to be here. And of course, it causes corrosion a lot of times. I didn't replace it. I used a non-volatile RAM. This is a 5101 NV RAM to replace the 5101 that used to be there. So with that, the game is supposed to be saving scores and settings, which it does. And you get this little daughter board here. This sometimes causes problems because there's solder joints underneath of it. I haven't had any issues with mine. You got two game proms here, 1 and 2. This game's still in German, but you only notice it when you go into the menu, the test menu, so it really doesn't bother me. Here's a soundboard. I did have a lot of issues with the sound on this game. Well, I'll say it wasn't a lot of issues, but it stumped me for a while. And in the end, it was something that was really stupid. It was just the EEPROM was corrupted. So once I was able to figure that out, flashed a new EEPROM, threw it in there, and fixed it. You know, this is all repainted here, the red. You know, the original color, you can kind of see it here on the inside of the cabinet. It's got this yellow splatter, and they do that to hide defects. If this was solid red, then you would see every little defect, you know, and every little flaw. So they use this yellow splatter to prevent people from noticing. So this score display is also different. I did have to rebuild this. Took this all apart and cleaned it. The hinge area up here was broken, had to glue that and paint it and the hinge. And brand new T-molding. This is yellow T-molding from tmolding.com that I put on this machine. This and the TX sector, I think, are the only pinball machines that I have that use T-molding in the front. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's basically it. The cabinet, it's kind of hard to tell because it's jammed up against the TX sector here, but I did repaint all of this, all of the red, the black, the yellow. The entire side of the cabinet, in front of the cabinet, I repainted. And you can see here the, I think it came out pretty good. You know, it was a bit faded and worn when I got it, but you know, from a couple feet away, it looks good. You know, I mean, I didn't really. This isn't with the stencil. I just did this by hand. So I don't even know if they make a stencil for this game. Maybe they do, but yeah, I just did it by hand. So I didn't think it looked too bad. And you know, here's the side art. This is this yellow is really difficult to color match. So I didn't actually repaint the yellow. I did repaint red here, and I think that's about it. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, so let me put the put the back glass back in the machine, the translite back in the machine, and I'll set up the camera and we'll play us some Robo-War. All right, well, here we go. This is my first attempt at filming this game, and I'm gonna try to shoot the video vertically now. It's so hard to film the pinball machine, it really is. but I'll give it a try. I hope it doesn't look horrible. If it does, I'll refilm it. But the good news is you can see the playfield a whole lot better. The bad news, I can't see anything, so I'm probably going to play like crap. But here we go. Tough game anyway. Pretty fast game. Again, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to knock down those banked or those drop targets there where the 3 is. We'll put the ball up into the ramp. There we go. So we already locked the ball. And you know, the big money points in this game is in multi-ball. You can really clean up in multi-ball. So so I might try for that immediately. There's 2. Okay, now we gotta get out for 1. Whoa! Wild ball. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, that target didn't want to drop. Alright. Oh, there we go. Alright, we started multi-ball. Okay, well, multi-ball didn't last too long. Oh, gosh. All right. Not doing very well, but here we go. So I forgot to mention that if you drop a ball down this out lane here, you'll get what's called power surge, which actually increases the value of the spinner by 10 times. You get 1,000 points per spin versus only 100 points per spin. So it is worth your while to get the ball up through there and then shoot for the spinner. As of now, it's only 100 points a spin. And we do have a lane change with this machine, which is nice. We can change that the yellow lights at the top to say Robo. We can, with the flipper buttons, we can move that light. You can see that moving. Oh, got a couple air balls here. Okay, so we'll drain down the center. That's what we're gonna do. Quick games on Robo-War. Quick games. Lucky there. Okay, so we locked our ball. It's good, so let's see if we can get multi-ball going again here. Okay, that was weird. Spit. Yeah, that was weird. I have a problem with the machine there. It spit the second ball out, even though I hadn't even hit the target in the back. And then when the first ball drained, it thought the game was over and the flipper stopped working. So seems like I've got an issue with Robo-War. All right, here we go. Destroy Alpha 3. Whoa. Lucky there. Whoop. Missed it again. Missed it again. Oh. And now I get to start all over again. Yeah, there's no memory to those alpha targets. dummy. You gotta hit the alpha 3 down first. Hitting the alpha 2 and 1 does nothing for you. I mean, you get a little bit of points, but... Okay, so there's a problem with the machine now. You can see that the strobe is strobing and the fighter jets on the playfield are moving. That only comes on when you're in multi-ball. So the machine thinks we're in multi-ball right now. I've been seeing a problem with this more and more, and I'm going to review the video footage to see when it started. But I think I hit a target on the playfield, and it's confused the machine into thinking we're in multi-ball. I got to figure this out. So once I put the ball up into the hole up there, then the strobe stopped strobing. Weird. Oh! Alright, that's ball 2. And I had an extra ball here. Okay, that was weird. It kicked the ball out. Yeah, that's really weird. And look at that. It thinks... Yeah, the machine is confused now. It doesn't know that there's already another ball in the playfield, so it kicked the ball out into the shooter lane. There's a ball sitting in the shooter lane right now. But yet, yeah. Okay, so we got some problems to deal with Robo-War. Ah! And that's it for Robo-War, folks. Thanks for watching. Sorry we ran into a technical problem with the machine here. But really what drew me into this machine was the sound. The music is definitely one of the best in my collection anyway. And, you know, I think right up there with TX Sector, I think TX Sector is better for sure. But the sound is probably done by the same guy who did TX Sector. But they're both fantastic. Anyway, that's it for Robo-War. So thanks for watching. And take a look out for the next video. I'm really excited about the next machines that are coming up. Take it easy.